Hi guys, Kim here. Welcome to Backyard Blooms. In today's video, we're going to plant up these hanging baskets. These are wrought iron. I bought these baskets along with these shepherd's hooks in the little cute nursery in Raleigh, North Carolina about a couple weeks ago. And I have a prior video where I visited that and did my plant haul for the west side of the garden. So this is just a homemade shepherd's hook. These wrought iron hooks are pretty heavy, especially when you get your dirt and then your plants, and then you put all that water in there too, they get really heavy. So I was unable to find like a really sturdy shepherd's hook that was able to hold this. So my husband put a 4x4. This used to be a birdhouse, but we had to take the birdhouse down because the swallows were like just attacking us. So until they leave, we're not able to put those birdhouses back up. But this is just a regular 4x4 painted. It's 2 feet down into the ground. And then of course I bought these little cute hooks at that nursery as well. These are a 24-inch hook. I probably didn't have to buy one this tall or this long. However, you need something more than 12 inches. This is 24, 18 would be probably just perfect. If you get any shorter, then these baskets kind of like tend to hit this post right there and won't hang very well. So I am going to hook up this to drip, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll include another little video when I do that. But I did go ahead and save my some time by putting my drip tubing through it. So that's all I did was poke a little hole here in the bottom right here and ran my drip tubing down, and then I'll be able to attach that later. I'm just not going to do that today. So once you get all that dirt in there, it's really hard to feed this tubing. So go ahead and think about that first if you're going to put something up to drip before you start planting. So I've got 2 of these, and I'm sorry I am very nasally today. We just got back from Italy, and of course I had to catch something, I guess, some type of cold, but pollen's kicking really hard here too. So this is the soil that I use, and I only use this type of soil only in any of my baskets and containers. This is Proven Winners. It drains really well, and of course Laura from Garden Answer and Jenny from Creekside swear by this, so they're the ones that turned me on to this, and I absolutely love it and won't use anything else into my containers. This bag's heavy. Oh. I'll try to fill these up, maybe, might be a little bit too full, but at least go ahead and fill them up about 3/4 way. So this is really good soil, so it really doesn't matter if it falls onto the ground because that soil is going to like it also. So everything that I plant, this is my very first summer planting. So right now in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina is 08. You guys, it is 80 degrees today. But this coming weekend, which is Easter weekend, it is going to rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which for me, that was my very long weekend to get my planting done, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to get planted. So that's why I went in, and even though I don't feel good, hopped onto this video so I can at least show something for this week. And I thought you might like to see how I actually planted up this container. But everything that I use for Proven Winner plants, I also use the Proven Winners soil and the Proven Winners continuous release plant food. So that's what this is right here. So every time I plant, I'm gonna open this up. It's also got like a little where you could just spray it on also. But always use at least 2 of these scoopfuls, and this is what this continuous release looks like. So when it starts to warm up, which it is today, this is when this starts to activate, and this will last about 3 months. And there is also some of this plant food into the soil as well. But I'm going to put a couple of these scoops into the soil right here. So everything that I'm planting today loves food. So the more food that you get them, the more flowers that you're going to have. So when people ask me, like, I love petunias, super petunias, but I never have good luck, like, what's your secret? Well, having a good soil is my secret, using plant food is my secret, and this is continuous release, but also once a week I use the water soluble fertilizer from Proven Winners also. So in the upcoming video, you'll see me do that to all my plants, and I usually try to do that on a weekly basis. So like maybe every Saturday, that's what I'll do, is give all my annuals that love food some more food. So these are the 3 plants that I picked out for this container right here. So going with all the purple theme right here. Look how pretty all this purple is. So of course you want to use contrast, right? So this really light purple with the deep throat, can you see that right there? The deep purple throat correlates really, really well with this dark petunia right here. And then I have a verbena that kind of pulls in all those colors and has just a little bit more white in there as well. So really, really pretty. So let me go over this. This is called Super Bells Blue Moon Punch. Now Super Bells is a little bit different than a petunia or a super petunia. Super Bells do not do well in the ground. So don't make that mistake. Don't buy Super Bells and think that they're a petunia and put them in the ground, because you're not going to have good luck. They do not like wet feet. They like something that drains well. So containers will always drain well, and you want to make sure you always have holes in your containers so it can drain. But this is the Super Bells Blue Moon Punch. It gets 6 to 12 inches. And there is that picture right there. And this is an annual, and annual means it only lasts 1 year. But with annuals, you're gonna get your most color out of the season. So I like to do both. I like to plant perennials that are gonna give me that 1 to 2, not even really 2 months, at least 1 month of color. And then the annuals that are gonna give me lasting color. So these are gonna give me color from now, which I'm past my frost zone, and I'll have to kind of keep a watch unless we have one that's kind of surprises us, but I don't think that we will. The next 10 days, other than rain, and it being like 46 one day, but it's not going to really change that much from nighttime 44 to 46 during the day, and that's supposed to be on Easter. But anyways, annuals will give you your most color, and this is going to last me from now till a late frost, and a lot of times our frost is in November, I believe was what our frost was this past year. So Super Bells Blue Moon Punch. And then that right there. The verbena also gets 6 to 12 inches. So these are all going to be about the same height in here. So Verbena Sparkling Amethyst. Look at those pretty colors there. And this is also an annual, and it will trail, mounding, trailing, which I think most of these do plant. So it blooms from planting to frost, and it's an annual except for 8A to 11B. So I am an 8A. So this plant may come back for me next year. Now I do have some super petunias. I know my jazzberry and have great luck with bubblegum. They sometimes have came back for 3 years in a row. So this is a $7 plant, you guys. $6.99, $7.99 or so. And then it could give you, you know, It could not be an annual. It could be turn out to be a perennial, like this might be, since it is in a zone from 8 to 11. Annual except zones 8A through 11B. So it may come back for me. It likes full to part sun. And then none of these plants you have to deadhead. So none of the proven winners, super petunias, or even this, you do not have to deadhead that. Which is a win for me, right? All right, and then the next one is a super tunia. Royal Velvet. It takes full to part sun, and it is 6 to 12 inches, the same as the others. And this is a petunia. And this also says, now see, this one says an annual except in 10A to 11B. So this one's probably not going to come back for me, even though some of my other super petunias have. I don't know, I've never planted the Royal Velvet before. There's that gorgeous plant right there. So always keep that plant tags as well. And I think I'm just going to, I always take one inside and keep it into my box, and then that way if I love like a certain planting and I don't remember what I did, at least I have like an idea of what I did. But since I've got several here, I'm going to keep these, and I'm going to just kind of tuck it away back here. That way when I come out and I'm doing my tours, at least I know what I have. So I was going to plant more than this in one container, but I don't think it's going to fit. All right, so that's all I do is just kind of put my hand here. You can see those healthy roots on here already. Just squeeze it. And for annuals, you do not have to like pull your roots. They say that is like a myth, that you don't have to do that for annuals, just for perennials. Like I said, annuals last year to year. Perennials last forever, unless something happens to them where they don't, like a hard frost or something like that. So I think I'm gonna put this little guy in the middle, like so. And then I'm gonna plant these other, like right here on the side. Just squeeze in my pot. I'll pick that up later. I was hoping that I could get more in here, but I don't think it's gonna need it. So I'm just making a deep hole and pushing these roots all the way down. You don't want the roots to have air. So yeah, I think 3 is going to be plenty in this container right here. So I'm just going to fill this cup up and kind of fill all around. Make sure no roots are being exposed. Just be gentle with them, because they might break on you. If they get leggy, like going into June or so, like you can go ahead and just give them like a light haircut as well, and that will give you more blooms. All right, so I think it's gonna look pretty. What do you guys think? right, so I'm just gonna go get some water and water this in really good, even though it's gonna rain like this whole entire weekend, but that's fine because it will drain. So this hanging basket right here, I'd already had it last year and I just removed some flowers in it. I had some violas that I just removed, and you can see it's pretty much taken up all the soil. So I used to, and I like, and I do, not that I used to, I will every single year go ahead and change out my soil because these flowers took almost all the nutrients out of this soil right here. So in order for my new plants to be able to perform really well, like I want to start fresh. So I completely removed this, and like it just came out in a big clump. Of course, I told you it's like 80 degrees here today. So I don't have my drip on yet. I probably should have went ahead and turned it on before I left for my Italy trip. But these violas do not like it hot. So you can tell they already, like the yellow ones still look good, but these don't. So of course this is pretty dry as well. So I just went ahead and removed all this, and I'm just gonna dispose of this because it is all root bound, as you can see. It does not give me water. This brown, I call it my copper tubing, it has the emitters in it. This is what's gonna give me my water in here once I turned it on. So I have drip in this bed right here beside me, and I'll bring the camera around, but my husband like hooked it to the side of here so it's just not hanging from here to here. So you can see that it's already hooked up by drip right here. This is kind of what it looks like at the bottom there. Now, this tubing will not gonna last you forever because hard water gets in there. They're really teeny tiny small hose. So make sure you test it and make sure that you're getting a good accurate water supply when you do turn on your drip. So I like to just go ahead and replace these. I'll just unhook it from here, go ahead and add me a new coupler and a new part of this drip right here. That's another day. All right, so we're gonna add our soil a lot later now. There's nothing graceful about this. Now this is what I mean. This hook right here is only 12 inches. And you can see how this basket doesn't really lay here really well. That's why I told you if you go ahead and buy something like this, if you want something like this and you're doing your own, go ahead and buy at least an 18-inch hook. These are really cute. And I thought they would work, but like I said, they're just barely not touching that. They are touching it, so. All right, so once we get our soil in there, we want to add some of the slow release fertilizer. This will give me 3 months of added food, but I still want to do my water soluble each week. Remember I told you that's my secret to getting lots of flowers and for them to be beautiful. Lots of food, lots of sun, and lots of water. I'm gonna do the same thing. This one kind of mirrors the other one over there, so I like symmetry. I'm really anal about symmetry. Don't know why, but I am. These are the exact same plants that I did on the other side. This one's already broke off. If you don't want to put this plant straight up and down and you want to like have it more spill over, you can put the plant sideways here as well. I usually do that a lot when I'm planting in my concrete containers. Could probably fit one more in there, but then I'm going to be off on my plants because I thought I was going to do 2 and 2, but anyways, I didn't. This basket right here is a 16-inch diameter basket. Kind of press down, make sure all the roots are not exposed and don't get any air. Once you put water in here also, it's easier to get all the air out. So this drip tubing that I already have in this one right here, I'm just going to take it and snake it around the edge. This is easier to do before your plants get filled up in this container. I'm going to go inside here. And then you can also put a stake right down in here too, like a landscape stake that you would use to hold your landscape fabric down, which I hate. I don't like it. That. All right. Now you can top dress this with mulch if you like to keep some of the moisture in. I bought some more of this moss that I have right here. This moss. So I like to top dress mine with that. Just need to go get it. I have the garage. And I can use some of this that I already have here also. I do want to add containers dry out faster than flowers in the ground, so keep an eye on them. So you can tell when they start to droop and look pretty sad that they are going to need water, but if it's 80 degrees and you do not water this in 2 or 3 days, then they're going to look pretty sad and they're going to tell you like, hey, I'm not happy over here. So anyways, just come out, pay attention to your plants, look at the beauty that you just provided for your home, and enjoy your gardening. Bye, friends.